Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very exciting webinar. We are introducing the new CloudCo Partner Portal. My name is Rebecca Johnson. I have organized today's webinar, and I will be monitoring the session. I am joined today by CloudCo's Chief Operating Officer, Dan Kozowski, who will be hosting today's session. He's going to run through a demo of the new Partner Portal, your centralized command center for telephony and cloud management. There's a bunch of helpful features that we can't wait to show you, so please feel free to use the Q&A or the chat box throughout the webinar. I will interject and ask Dan your questions along the way or at the end. All right, and I'm going to pass it off to Dan.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining. My name is Dan Kozowski, as Rebecca said, the Chief Operating Officer here at CloudCo. I want to, first of all, thank everyone for taking the time to attend today. We do have some exciting developments here. So for everyone who may know me, current partners who are joining just to learn about the portal and see what you can do with it, and of course, get your logins and start moving around in there. I guess I'll start off with just a little introduction to CloudCo for those of us who may be new. Some of us who may have not, engaged with us in quite a while. So we at CloudCo here are presenting the CloudCo 360 turnkey technology solution stack. So really, for most of you who interface with us today, we like to think of ourselves as the unified communications MSP for MSPs, right? Or the VoIP phone company in a box. You can interface with us in one of two ways. Either we provide you a full turnkey stack, everything from your SIP trunking to your VoIP platform, hosting, support, all of our complementary solutions that we have that all play in the unified communications space, including our white label billing and taxation APIs, along with support that goes around all of that. Really also our benefit and value add too is we try to act always as your consultants and an arm of your organization. So we pride ourselves on being able to enable your method for providing turnkey cloud VoIP solutions and do what you do best in your business, which is selling your current services and just be able to pick up that monthly recurring revenue, in different ways from the companies and clients that you already have. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about some of our, again, for some people who may not have been with us or new attendees today who are just interested in what we got going on. On our next slide, we have what is called our featured solutions. So our featured solutions, we have 3CX bandwidth. We engage with Ribbon on Cloud to Edge, Vodia, ConnectWare, FaxEdge, and Call Cabinet. We also do Teams direct routing through Ribbon, and we do Teams direct routing through our own blend of complementary solutions on our side. So for everybody who may not be aware what these are, this is what makes up the CloudCo 360 Advantage, or what we call our turnkey VoIP business in a box solution, right? 360, Vodia, and ConnectWare are going to be your turnkey VoIP platforms, right? The hosting we do for those fully supported. We engage with you on analyzing your customers' requirements, intaking them and matching them to the best solution. So it's not always about what's most profitable, but also what's most feature appropriate for those clients, right? So that's really where we talk about the consultation part of our business, when we go in there and really match you to a solution. ConnectWare really is our latest featured solution, multi-tenant, can fully white label, and then we connect bandwidth to it for your SIP stack. We've been partners with them since 2016. Ribbon, we do cloud to edge. Again, like I was talking about, some of the stuff we do there is Teams direct routing as well. Call Cabinet gives you the power of cloud communications for your call recording, right? So full cloud redundancy on compliance, PCI, and HIPAA. So when your inherent recording on your PBX platform is just not enough to meet those PCI and HIPAA standards, that's where Call Cabinet really slots in, also with automated AI analytics from tonality, sentimentality, all of that as well. And of course, our featured eFax solution, FaxEdge, which is a blend of eFax portal, email to fax, ATA to fax. We have an awesome promotion going on where you can get free ATAs for almost every deployment. So really, it's just a no-brainer to think about that. We don't do any per page model on our fax solution. It's all just by the user. Everything we do at CloudCo has no long-term contracts, no minimum commitments, and everything is month to month. So all the solutions you engage us with really lends us into that a la carte type of secondary model we do. So of course, like I said, you can use this for the all-in-one solution, but if you like your SIP provider, if you're happy with the PBX platform you're using and you just need faxing, for example, we are not an all or nothing kind of things with no minimum commitments. You can engage us just on our our compliance call recording, just on our eFax or any one of our solutions. So I guess I'll just dive right into what brought us here today is our new full-featured self-service portal. So for the longest time with CloudCo, we really enjoyed, engaging with almost all of our customers and partners on a, white glove, hand-to-hand basis, right? Everything was a phone call, an email, and that we still want to keep. We pride ourselves on that, but sometimes for our partners, it's just not optimal. They just want to be able to buy a phone number. You just want to be able to renew a license. As much as you may like talking to me or our wonderful staff here, sometimes you just got to get it done. Really, that's what brought about the expedience of what we did with our CloudCo portal. What you're seeing today is its first iteration, what has been out in practice today and out in production, but this is a living, breathing portal. We invite and I implore all of our partners to send us all the feedback you can to any of our associates on what you may want to see in the portal, may we want to see it change. We own the complete tech stack, we own the development stack. So anything that you guys need to see in there within reason, within possibility, we can get it in there quickly. We're always looking for good ideas that best serve you and your business. So I will flip over to the share portion on my side and we'll get going from there. So when you guys are created an account, you will get a registration email that's going to force you to use two-factor. Of course, security is important here. So you're going to create your username, your password, and enforce your two-factor. And this is the first screen you're going to see. This is your account dashboard, which is going to detail some of the products you're engaging with us today, right? If you have any kind of custom pricing based on volume for certain products, they're going to appear here. And just to stress as well, everyone who's on the webinar, this is a demo account. So you may not see as much robust information as you would with somebody who has a litany of solutions with us and just a number of phone numbers and things of that nature. We tried to pack as much in here. You also are going to see your invoices, all of the instances you host with us, whether they be a domain on our ConnectWare NetSapiens solution, or it be a 3CX private cloud instance, or you're doing a Voti multi-tenant system. All of those things, you have live resource information. You can see everything that's dedicated, CPU usage, RAM usage, all from one single pane of glass. This is going to be a customizable screen as well, so that you can really just bring the information to the forefront that is best suited for you to see in a quick glance. So I will start with, first of all, how you guys can onboard your technicians and maybe some of your accounting folks, things of that nature. So right now, when you first log in, depending on what you have access to, what you're seeing is a full-fledged account admin. So for all of us in the audience who are going to be doing all of the accounts delegation and permissions delegations, you will have access to all the tools, anything that will come to you. We will be sending out newsletters of those new features that are coming out or that are now live, so that you can simply just do a refresh and it will appear on your side banner here. What you have currently is to create a user. So to create a user, you go to the user section. You can see everybody who's in here currently, what permissions they have, if they've confirmed their two-factor, and what accounts that they're going to be given access to. So some of our partners engage us with many accounts, right? Because their billing methods, and it's really kind of highlights the way that we're flexible and the flexibility we have of working with our partners. If you have a certain billing model and you need to manage multiple accounts because each account is dedicated to a certain end client of yours, you'll see all of them here and all the accounts that they have access to. You can control which ones they have access to. So I'll just do an edit on my user just to show you what it looks like if you were creating a new one. You're simply going to give it a name. You're going to give it your email address here, which is where it's going to send all of your notifications to. It's also going to act as your username, and it's going to be what you do for any notifications that come through as well. Passwords and your registration email will come there too. The user type is user. You're going to either be a user or you're going to be a full-fledged admin. We're going to be adding different user types in here depending on what solutions you engage us in. Some of the user types just aren't relevant or applicable to depending on how you access. Like if you're just doing phone numbers, you don't need like a infrastructure management type of user type. So we're also with those newsletters, we're just going to be sending out, different how do you do's, right? So this is how you do this function. This is how you do this function. So everything that we're going to go over in this webinar is going to be kind of highlighted in different little, informational segments that are just going to be dripped and leaked out. For permissions, you can do full account access. You can do phone numbers that you manage. 3CX licenses, are they allowed to place them or not? Can they manage users? Can they delete users? Based on this being a demo account, those are the permissions that are accessible to my user. I've given myself full account access for it. You can also create a favorites menu. So as we continue to add tools on, and let's say that you engage us with just a number of solutions, besides permissions affecting your left-hand side navigation menu, you'll also have the ability to set favorites here. So some of your favorites that you have could be for the tools that you most frequently use. So if you're a tech, for example, and you only want to be able to get in and restart your 3CX instances, and you don't really care about any of the invoicing, which won't show if you're delegated that anyways, you can simply go to add a menu favorite. You can give it its own menu name, and then you're just going to pop in whatever you'd like there as the URL. These are going to be drop downs as well to select the pages. So we could just do a test on that to add a menu favorite, and then you can continue to move them up and down. So just another thing that helps you with that one as well. I forgot to put in the wrong URL field in there for the second one, so I'm just going to get rid of that really quick. And now you can see in the top left-hand corner, it added that test as my favorite, so that you just right in the top, you have at your fingertips the tools that you're going to be using the most to keep this moving along. And of course, at any time, if anybody has a question, please interrupt in the chat. Rebecca is keeping a
Yes.
watchful eye on it,
You got
so
one,
we can.
Dan.
Oh, go right ahead. Yeah, Rebecca, let me know.
Yep, I think someone's just a bit confused if it's only 3CX that we offer, or do we have other platforms? Also was asking about
Oh,
NetSapiens.
that's a great question. 3CX is our bread and butter. We frontline with 3CX, right? But we do offer other platforms. We offer Connectware, which is our NetSapiens Stack platform, as an alternative, and we also offer Vodia. Like I said, kind of earlier in my kind of introduction spiel, they each have their place in time depending on cost, functionality, and customer requirements. That's what we want to work with you on, to see if something works with you. Everything we can do a 30-day demo of. So anybody who's on the webinar who's like very interested in seeing our new Connect Stack for the NetSapiens platform, more than happy to make you a full-fledged trial, dedicate a phone number to it, free of charge. We also are going to be holding training sessions on the platform as well. So please don't feel left alone if you don't exactly know what our Connectware offering is. It is brand new. In the past 60 days, we've really started ramping it up and bringing it on. So we will be doing more webinars like this, going through just the full setup, what it looks like. Think about it as this way too. When we do, just keep an eye out for those new webinars on that too. A full domain system, single pane of glass. You add each customer as a domain in there, all built on the latest 444 NetSapiens stack. So yes, great question. And again, just like that, any questions that come, Rebecca will pop right in, and then we can go from there.
Sounds great. Thank you.
And again, you'll have, just starting off with SIP management. So you can look at all the phone numbers you have on your account. Again, this is a little bit, because if it's a demo account, some things won't show up the right way. But all of your phone numbers here are going to purchase up. You can purchase your phone numbers too by a litany of different selections, right? Either by area code, rate center, state, zip, city. Again, if you guys have very specific requirements, you're more than welcome to engage it, and we encourage engaging us in the normal way you're used to, just giving us a call or an email, working with whoever your dedicated associators or any one of us on the team to make sure that we can get you the product that you need. So if you're looking for like a very specific prefix, you can do that too. So I'll show you right now. I'll just use my local area code. You type it in. You can show the quantity that you want, up to 5,000, I believe, is the max that you can search. We'll start with 1,000. It goes through, and we have different qualifiers here as well. So you can single by the rate center, which is going to bring you all the cities and rate centers close to my 716 area code. You could do filters by number or text. So if you're looking for a specific text, like, I want to find cars, numbers that end in cars. So there's nothing that ends in cars, but there is CA, which is what you're looking at on your telephone dial pad as well, right? ABC, DEF, those type of things, 1, 2. You can find different things. So you can see if they're across all of your rate centers. It doesn't just filter them to one or the other, but it'll bring you for certain letters that are matching in a row. You can buy them and you can bundle them up. So let's say I wanted to select all of the numbers available in Hamburg. I can select all of them and then continue to purchasing my numbers, which will allow me to choose which location I'm going to bring them in. So everybody who has an existing account with us currently, everything is already imported, it's all live API connections. So all of your current phone number accounts, which your SIP trunking locations are your customer accounts, right? So if you're doing 3CX, for example, usually each system is its own independent PBX, which means it has its own SIP location dedicated to that PBX's IP address. So all of those are going to appear in the customer location. For our demo, I just have the one location. I select where that is. and then you can select who's going to be taking that billing account. This again is mostly for if you're doing direct billing with us, as opposed to we're just billing you as a subscriber because you do your own billing methods. You can put that right in there as well. All of those locations will appear there. So if you have multiple addresses under your subscriber account, they will all put there. If you have multiple accounts, they will all be there. So you put that in there, that brings it to billing. It's going to bring up E911 where you can change your address. And then you verify E911. That's very important because obviously with Carrie's Law and all the other compliance out there, you want to make sure that your phone numbers are going to be sending the correct and proper. We have 933 dialing on our SIP trunks, but even if you're, if you're looking in, you could still modify the existing E911. So we encourage everybody when you first get in here and log in, go into your purchase phone numbers section or your phone numbers section above purchase phone numbers, see all of your phone numbers and just look over the E911 column, right? If something just completely looks out of bounds, you can edit that phone number right away. And then you can put your own E911 address, especially because there are multi-location businesses, as all of us know. Not every business is going to use the same E911 going out, but we do want to verify it and able to order purchasing. You have two, billing addresses as well. This is one of our older addresses, so we're just using it for a demo account. I'll select that one as where I'm going to put these subscriptions under. Now, if you're doing a direct bill model, you can change your pricing. So if you're going to mark it up to someone, this is, again, another great feature and value add. Normally, we set up a lot of the pricing for you and still will on certain tax compliant SKUs when you do billing with us. But for now, you can select to pick them there and choose your markup number. It's automatically going to inherit your partner pricing that we saw on the dashboard in the beginning of the webinar, where it shows what your current partner pricing is for those. All of those are based on volume. We can work on different pricing. If there is different pricing that's in there based on anything else that's gone on or any other external factors, they will inherit to here and you can choose different things. It's going to show you your order where it shows you if there's any one-time fees, what the monthly recurring is, giving you a final total, and you can purchase and create those subscriptions. So it'll go through in this demo mode. It's going to go through, take all of those numbers, assign them to that address, assign E911, write it to the carrier via API, and then automatically put those billing subscriptions in. And now you can see that we have those. The orders received, you can track it with an order number. If you have any issues at all, maybe with the number not receiving connectivity because it's pointing to the wrong place or whatever it may be, you can always reference that order number in a support ticket with us or just giving me or the team a call here or the support folks you've worked with for years on end, and they will be able to help you just make sure that everything lined up the right way, right? Then we'll show you customer locations. Here's that one we were doing. So if you're looking at this in a top-down fashion, we purchase the numbers and we assign them to a location, which is your end customer. Now the end customer, we can see them all listed out. So you can see how many phone numbers are attached to there, what is the address of it, and your voice host for termination and origination. If you do have SMS enabled, it would show here with a green check as opposed to that red X. 10DLC is also taken care of by us if you guys have worked with us. If not, there's another a little announcement. We take care of your 10DLC. There are times we need to reach out and get something specific to your customer, just because if it's a doctor's office as opposed to a collections agency, as opposed to a veterinary's clinic, right? All of those things may have different questions they need to ask for a 10DLC campaign. But once all of that in place and you see a green check here, it means you're 100% good to go. You can click into that location to see details about it. So here you have full control to change the address. And here's the part that we've released certainly just recently is updating your termination and voice host. So a lot of times, again, if you're a long time or a newer partner of CloudCo and you've interfaced with us for some time, all of our SIP offering is IP authorization, like a lot of major carriers. We do have some great enhancements coming down the line, not only for compliance needs and all of that and security. We will have registration-based trunks, which you can control in here as well. For the time being, you are able to change your voice hosts. The voice hosts do need to be whitelisted against the SBC. So what this does is when you update it, it's getting fully pushed into practice, a couple of different changes and automations to help this go more smooth. But when you update your voice host, it will then send a whitelist request in. And if you give it about 15 to 20 minutes, then you'll know once this updated host reflects the one that you put in here, you are good to call on that one, right? Because sometimes we have customers in areas, rural areas, where the ISP just doesn't offer a static IP address. And that becomes, sometimes if there's a power outage, it becomes painful to manage that customer, especially from a voice perspective, if you're authorizing an IP. So you have the ability now to update those. Again, everything you're seeing here is something that you guys would do with us in a quote unquote manual fashion by giving us a call or working with our 24-hour support team. We still invite you to do that, right? Especially if you've onboarded a new customer. or a new associate, and they're not familiar with our portal and they don't do anything like that, which again, too, just sorry to kind of jump around here. If you guys are onboarding new employees, we will have one of our associates train them on how to use the portal too. If they're going to have access to it, we can provide documentation from like a PDF perspective or from a recorded video, like a session like this one. But we are always happy to give live training sessions too. But in that case where you have somebody filling in for someone, right, an associate's out, they are always welcome to give us a call and do things that we've always done for you in a 24/7 manner, like update a voice host in an emergency situation. So no need to worry about that. But this is that in-depth look at that location, gives you all the information that you need. Some of it you won't need, like prime account may not matter to you. That's kind of an internal identifier on our end. But if, for example, you're losing a customer, we hate to have that happen, but they're porting out and you really want it to just be a smooth, it's an amicable split, and you want to give them as much information as you can to make their port out process as smooth as possible. You may need some information like this. So we wanted to give you more than less information, right? Because you never know what you're going to need in certain circumstances. And here's all the phone numbers here. I can click into them, and now I can get into our phone number account screen. I did just purchase this, so not a lot of things are going to come out about it, but it will show you the IP it's pointing to for termination. If your E911 was verified, which this one hasn't had that verified, you can edit the number. You can set call forwards on it. That's another big thing that's for support, right? In the past, people would be, if there's ever an issue with there's a power outage, somebody hit a power pole outside on the street, they would give us a call right away, either during business hours or to our ERT emergency response team after hours to set a forward to like the owner of the business's cell phone. You guys now have the ability to set a forward on your own by clicking in this box, typing in your own number, and simply updating the phone number. It's instantaneous. It's all instant API, so there's no downtime. There's no lag time. As soon as you click that button, the next call you make within seconds will forward to that intended destination. If there are subscriptions associated with it, again, I just bought this number, so these things aren't going to sync right away. And this is a demo environment. They would appear here so you can see them. You can modify them. And of course, if you ever need to call our accounting teams or myself or the team to ask a question about them, you have that at your fingertips to ask us and get us right to the right spot right away. So that's your basic purchase phone number, right? There's some things in there where you're going to look at your customer locations again. You're going to have a lot more data in here depending on how customers you have, and sub accounts too. Sub accounts will only be multiple sub accounts if you're engaging with different products with us, right? You may have a sub account that's strictly for eFax. You may have a sub account that's strictly for 3CX as opposed to our ConnectWare NetSapiens PBX style. We'll have all those divvied out so you'll know exactly how many customers you have underneath them and how many phone numbers you have assigned to them. So if you look in here, there's going to be basic information. It's just going to show the locations which are underneath that, but it's a great visual indicator and organization method for you to know, where do my customers lie now? Because some people switch, their customer says, I don't like this solution, doesn't work for me. So, we help you guys to migrate to that next solution. This just keeps everything in order. I want to be able to see all the phone numbers under this solution and know how to move them around. Currently, right now, we're working on delegated permissions for you to be able to move those phone numbers freely. That should be releasing any day now. It's something we've been working on because there is a way to go in between multi-tenant systems. So we want to make sure it was absolutely perfect before we released it in any capacity, so that you didn't have a situation where you moved a phone number and it got lost in the nether sphere, right? We want to make sure that it always works the right way when we first release it. I don't have any ports going on, but if you did, they would list out in a list style fashion here by customer, by location, by sub account, and by the group of phone numbers. You also have a very convenient porting calendar to show you all of your active ports and completed ports. So if you need to go back and look at history, you can simply filter by your completeds and you can see them from month or date. You can also engage in a search function here as well, where you can search for certain numbers. Hey, when did this complete? Because I need to know, I have to back bill a customer I forgot to bill, or whatever the case may be. You can search that phone number and then go right to the porting calendar and see when that completed, the order ID, what other phone numbers completed with it, and all of that good stuff. All of these down here, if you guys are in the VoIP space, maybe you're something new to it. So I apologize if I'm saying things that the crowd already knows. I always just like to give as much detail so that everybody in the crowd can participate, right? Open ports are ones that are active. They haven't completed. They've been submitted. If there's an exception, right, like an address mismatch, the owner's name is incorrect, FOC means you're good to go. That means everything is cleared. All the carrier validation from the losing carrier side is passed. That's your best part. Submitted means that you've just got the paperwork in. We haven't hit one of these, whether there's a problem or we're good to go. And then, of course, you can request support. Another great thing about this, and I'll make sure that our team sends out some more documentation surrounding specifically porting, is that when you go into one of your ports on the porting calendar, you can push the date back. So you can send a request for us. That does often happen, right? We can't control when our customers have something come up. So normally, if let's say, our customer scheduled us to do a port on 220, we let them know, but an emergency's come up, they won't be there, they can't cut over that day, they have a big event, whatever it is. You can then go into your port through this calendar to that individual port, which should show up on this port-ins list that I was in before. It's two different shortcuts to get to the same thing, and then push the date out by clicking the calendar in there. So I'll make sure we have a nice little video of that when it comes to exploring the port, just because I don't want to expose any live data or, somebody's, personal phone numbers, things like that. That's why we kind of keep this bland during a demo, just so that stuff's not out there. Again, 3CX is our bread and butter. You guys known us for that for many, many years now. We have a section that will be popping up for Connectware so that you can manage your domains, see the users under the domains, and then kind of get yourself direct links to those phone systems as well. For now, we'll do the 3CX. You can see all of your private cloud instances in here. I have these demo old instances running in here. When yours are in here, you click this, any one of your instances, which you can set a friendly name to. So normally what you guys see on your invoices, and we do work with many of you to put, your customers' information in on there so that you can know, hey, this instance is for ABC hardware, and this one's for 123, apparel. You can have that right on here, which can translate directly to your invoice. So instead of having to engage us and saying, hey, please change it, you have a field here with a button when this is live to add when this is live data for your account, to add that friendly name in here. So you're not just seeing our internal identifiers. Our support uses this for internal identifiers. This also gives you all of that CPU RAM usage that I was talking about before. All that utilization will appear in the right-hand side box. And you also will be able to start, stop, and restart your instances. So of course, we know that certain PBX, including, we're talking about 3CX now, but you can have an issue where too many requests for, like, let's say you have a tech who's new and they put a wrong password on a phone. They're trying to provision it to your phone system. They can lock it out, or even worse, they can stop the management console service on the PBX by just flooding it with commands, right? Because 3CX likes to do that. You used to be able to call in, hey guys, can we restart that service? We have all of that automated. You now can start, stop, not only the instance itself, but the underlying OS, which also helps you from stop being charged for them if you're done. When you stop an instance, it'll pop up and ask her, do you intend to delete it, or do you intend to start it back up at a different time? That way we can get that notification on our end to fully decommission the instance to stop your charging. It's one more fail-safe check for you. So that when you're when you decommission something that you won't be charged for it anymore. Excuse me. So yeah, that's the instance part there. Your license keys too. So here we have two old keys that we just wanted to push into the demo to show you guys what you can do with it. It's not only going to show you the account they're under, it's going to show you the customer name, which can be edited manually. Can be at the time of purchase be set, and then C, through the friendly name in the 3CX private cloud instance, the key that ties back to this can update this customer name as well. So when you first log in there, especially for all of our current partners or maybe partners that are still already engaging us, if you come into this section and you see a bunch of incorrect customer names, don't worry about it. You can change them, because a lot of times when you first requested it, we have partners who have servers with us since 2015. Sometimes when they put it in there, they put their own company name in there, and there were certain reasons to do that in the past. But obviously that makes a nightmare for organization. This portal serves to fix that issue. You simply can set your customer name here and know automatically, okay, I can see how much date is expiration. This also will color code change, and you have filters here as well to filter by how many are how much the expiring the customer name, so you can see just what's going to expire in the next 30 days. And you can automatically renew them yourselves. You can click renew, brings you into your renew state, the purchase license key page, which purchase license key page, which we just came from the key section, is the same thing you're going to use for renewals, brand new keys, and upgrades. So you can upgrade this existing key. You can renew it. Right now, we just brought ourselves right into here to renew it. After everything looks good here, you want to keep it the same, but let's just say I'm going to restart here. I'm going to go back to the keys. I'm going to grab this key for our sake here, give it a copy, go into purchase licenses. So if you were to do this another manual way and you wanted to renew the license itself, you can just hit renew, and then paste your key right in, it's going to bring all of that stuff in automatically from our database. So if you've ever engaged with us with this key before, it comes right in. Let's say I don't want to renew it, I just want to upgrade it. It's currently a 4 SIM call professional. I want to bump it up to a 64 SIM call. There you go. We have estimates for our hosting. This does not add 3CX hosting. This is saying if you wanted to convert it to CloudCo hosting. That's why I have the thing before here. It gives you an approximate price based on the SIM calls that you're going to do for a month. All of our hosting includes full support, upgrade support, migration support. All of it's included. No per hour charge on that. We even, like I said, help you with configuration issues as well. Queues aren't working the right way. Templates aren't working the right way. You name it, we help you with it. But like I said, everything here, you can control all of your licenses. If you guys still don't feel comfortable using this, you want to make sure that we take care of it for you because that's just what we're here for. Again, just like all the other sections, I welcome a call or email anytime, and all of our associates do. Some people just don't want to interface with a portal. They want to talk to a real person and make sure that somebody's taking care of their stuff, especially if you're out on the road, right? You have an emergency, you're always able to engage us. That's why we came up with this portal, because we want to add more and more ways for you to engage with us at what's most convenient for you. And then you can, of course, once you purchase a brand new license, I'll kind of jump back to this tool. Let's say you're going to do a new license. It's going to wipe out all that stuff, right? It's going to send what account you're going to do it. If you have multiple accounts, you select which account. This is ultra important, right? Because most people who are doing this are only going to have one 3CX partner account. But we do, there are MSPs out there who work with several subsidiary MSPs, and you want to make sure that the correct 3CX reseller account is getting credit for revenue for your 3CX partner program, right? You want to make sure that those licenses are assigned to you. You can manage them. Everything's good. So you just make sure here, by default, your singular account will appear here. Your customer name, this is when you're buying a new license. Now, this is in the past, we always, most people used to tell 3CX partners, hey, so that your customer doesn't get the wrong thing or doesn't get, communication you don't want them to see, always put your company name in here. In this case, we fixed all that from our side and interfacing with the API. You always want to put your customer, who this license is for. It's not going to affect communication to your end customer. So if you're worried about that, they won't receive anything based on this. This is just going to help you that when you go to this license key page, that customer name is already going to be set for you. You won't have to edit it or change it. And you know exactly what this key is for and for which customer it's for. But you're very able to just go ahead and do this. We're going to do a customer name test for our demo. And then we'll go to 1 year. We'll select the type. It'll be a new call. We're going to go 24 SIM call. We're going to go pro. We're not going to add hosting to this. And then we're going to add that license to our order. It's going to come down here and show this price will reflect your hard-coded partner pricing. So with most of our pricing and 3CX licensing with our partners, and anybody who's new here who's not familiar, we do have enhanced discount partner pricing for 3CX licenses. Not only do we help you manage the support on the system itself, but of course we give you a one-stop shop by enabling you and just giving you the benefit of being a partner for us to do licenses. You guys keep 100% of the partner credit towards your partner rating and your partner ranking. We do not take any credit for the renewal. It's just another value add to keep everything in one spot. It will show your license total so you can trust this for your POs or for your internal systems. If there's anything wrong with this price, please reach out to your CloudCo rep. There's something that they can change in the back end with our developer stack to just make sure. Might not have pulled in the right thing from the 3CX API. You may have an account that may be a flip from a full reseller to an end user. There's a lot of different circumstances where a license total won't reflect your actual partner price with us. So if this seems too high, give us a call. If it seems too low, don't say anything. You won. Just keep on going. And cloud management. So another thing we can offer you too is we do general infrastructure as a service, just like AWS, Azure, any of the big players out there. This is the platform that we host your AWS. Our full NetSapiens stack is on. All of these things are on this infrastructure, tier 4 data centers, fully redundant across Ashburn, Virginia, Santa Clara, California, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Toronto, Ontario. We even have them in Melbourne and Sydney and in East Asia for Philippines data centers and Philippines call centers and anybody who's engaging in international business. We have different scenarios, so please talk to your rep if you have any kind of weird scenarios where you're doing some sort of international spin up for somebody who may have a bank that has dual locations. I use that as an example because one of our partners has somebody who has a bank with a location in New York City and one in London. So they have a specific redundancy set up for that type of phone system. But we can also spin up CRM systems. We can spin up point of sale systems, warehouse management systems, ERP systems, you name it. All of our workloads and workload templates for compute resource allocation are built for depending on what your use case is, right? So if it's something you're not familiar with, again, please reach out to us. We'll intake those requirements and get you a price on a supported instance for something that will be applicable to run that specific use case or software. But now also you can see all of your instances here, and you can enable full disk backup. So in 3CX and in all of our solutions, you can do a backup within the PBX software itself. So for example, if it's you just want to offload it to a Google Drive, that is its own type of backup, right? But if you're doing a full scale instance backup, this is a full disk image. So if you're doing anything that's going to be like an upgrade to the system or firmwares across your phones or something like that, or that would not be applicable to the phone itself, but anything that's going to be like a step up, 18 to 20 is a great example. Here's a good place where you can go in and you can take a full disk backup. If you do a lot of changes by importing and exporting users, maybe it's a large call center that has heavy turnover, you can simply come in here and enable a disk backup right away. So let's say we wanted to take this first instance on the list, the 7606. We want to go here and I want to go to edit it. The disk state is attached, server instance. I want to do a backup notification, and now I'm going to put my email in so that I am notified every time a backup happens. So what I want to do is update backup and continue management. So now I have a backup here. Your disk backups can be given to a schedule. So we haven't released that right away now. But you will be able to do basically point in time scheduled backups. You could do a backup weekly, monthly, daily, and they will be incremental backups. We are working on different ways to do backups too, so that you can have those kind of point in time, like incremental backups where it's kind of just stage changes. So again, just makes it, this backup is automatically taken at the time, and then you enable your backup. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to enable my backups. Enable backups gives me my cost, and then our backup schedule tells you exactly what our default is. And so, like I said, it's not adjustable at this time. We are releasing a calendar for you to be able to adjust it. We just want to make sure that nothing happens to your data. Again, we emphasize that we're not releasing anything to production until it works perfectly, and it's the functionality you expect, especially with something as important as data backups. So that will be releasing within the next 30 days. You'll be able to schedule and put them on a schedule to do, let's say you want to do a retention of 5 disks, and on a weekly backup basis, deleting the oldest and then overwriting the oldest with the newest. You can set all of those type of waterfall backup schedules. So in this case, I won't enable it, but that is how you do it. On this, maybe I will just enable that one and put this in here, and then you've got your disk backup. It tells you. So right now, when you see this the screen check up, that means on our infrastructure, a disk has already been written and is cloned at that point in time. So now you should feel comfortable going ahead and progressing with an upgrade. If for some reason you didn't want to just tell our team to do it, which is obviously the easy button, if you guys had something very special, like a third-party tool that's running on there, you can now go ahead and go in there and enable a backup prior to it. And then, of course, if all heck breaks loose, get a hold of our support. That image will already be there. We can mount the disk, and then you're good to go. It's instantaneous, and our 24/7 support is going to support that as well. The server instances are going to show you anything outside of 3CX. So right now in this demo account, I just have 3CX instances, but it will show you if you had a QuickBooks instance running, if you had 2 Windows VMs for Server 2016 or server whatever you have going on in your environment, or of course, if you're doing virtual desktops, everything will list in the server instances. And then, of course, your billing will have your account subscriptions. These are for some of these older licenses I put in here, these deprecated licenses, just so you can see them. You can see the attributes to them, if there's any phone numbers associated with those subscriptions. And that part is there as well. And like I said, this is a living, breathing portal. So this is going to be constantly updated. Just please check back every day, every week, because we're going to be adding new things to the sidebar. We're also going to be adding a banner to the top that tells you, hey, please check these new release notes so that you can see the things that are new and not have to fish around and say, hey, was that there before? And again, we cannot encourage you guys enough to please tell us anything that would be beneficial to you and help you guys be successful in your business. That's what this is all about. This is just giving you the ability to quickly turn things around for your customers and be able to service them at any time, 24/7, 365, and just give you guys the easy button that way. So that mostly concludes our demo for now. I guess I will leave the floor open to anybody who has any questions. And Rebecca, I'll just lean on you a little bit to, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'll bring it back to your way and just kind of pass me along the questions.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for all of that. We do have a couple questions here. Question on billing. Does the new platform do direct billing to include taxes and fees?
Yes. So right now, like I was showing you earlier for phone numbers, because that's part of the demo, you do have the taxes and fees put in there, especially if you were to change the markup price. And that is what's important when you're going through that order process, because obviously whoever's engaged us on our direct label billing knows that that thing is going to be prorated and it's going to be rated for taxes based on the service address that's selected. So that's kind of why we built the order page the way we did, is that it makes sure you're selecting what you're buying first, then the account you're putting it to, and then of course the service address. All of those things below are going to include tax to that service address, tax rated fully. And if you change the markups on those items, whether it be the one-time activation fee or it be the monthly recurring charge on that number itself, or eFax, where that is the thing we're going to continually expand on. So for now, it's just dealing with SIP and phone numbers, but in the next coming week, 2, 3, we're going to add all those other SKUs that you guys work with us on, whether it be VoIP equipment rentals, or it will be eFax seats, or instances and seats, and even of course these bundled seats we're going to come out with for this little teaser for our future webinars. We're going to be doing bundled seats with SIP and DID included with your like a ConnectWare seat, right? A fully fledged seat that will all be tax rated based on the bundle as well. So it's an excellent question. Anything you're seeing in there in that portal is both live API to the carrier and to the billing system. So all those tax engines are all 100% integrated in there as well.
Okay, thank you. And someone is wondering about fax integration.
Yes, so you will have on the left-hand side there on the navigation menu where we are seeing the 3CX, your billing, your user permissions, and so on and so forth. There will be a eFax portal on there as well. This will give you, for the first release, which is coming out later this week, it will give you because we had to expand upon the API in several different ways. You can pull a full CSV report of all of your accounts on there. So those are your customer accounts, the phone numbers, whether they're an eFax user or a ATA user, with the right on-prem or online, and then the phone numbers associated with that user. So you can pull the full report, but it's also going to display digitally there. We're going to want you for the time being to interact with the assignment of those numbers within the eFax portal for now, but that will at least give you an easy to verify or audit traceable report. Of course, as we expand on functionality, is straight on functionality, you're going to we're going to be able to in time keep adding to that so that you can add seats to it. So there is no seat restriction on our fax product for anybody else, just to piggyback on this question. So it's not like you need to add like a license count to it so that you can enable them there. You're billed on whatever you use throughout the month. At the end of the month, if it's active, it's billed. If it's not, it's not billed. So that way you don't have to worry about, is one going to affect billing over the other. The portal for now is going to be more of an audit trace and a visual pane of glass.
Okay, someone has asked if the partner portal email invites are working now.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
So anybody who's having an issue, I'm going to I have Rebecca put in the chat my direct email. You're seeing here sales@cloudco.com, but Rebecca, if
sure,
you could please put
of course.
dk@cloudco.com in the chat. If you are having any issues getting your email notifications, that is 100% fixed. Anybody who was having that issue, we believe it was an issue with the AppRiver spam catch on the outbound to certain recipients. That has 100% been resolved. So yes, anybody who's having that issue, please email me direct that you're having that issue. I'll make sure I force it out with you, or force that resend out to you, and you should get that right away.
Okay, I think that might cover, somebody else asked about how to get the logins into the portal and where it's accessed.
That's a great question. For now, you could just send everything to sales@CloudCo Partner. So if you just, this is 100% free. I'm sure I said that. There is no extra charge to using this portal whatsoever. Every partner comes with this, and new accounts are going to be spun up with it based on just automation. But for our existing partners, please just send us an email to sales@CloudCo to say enable our portal account. And then, the reason we're not just defaultly enabling them is because certain people may not want others who are on the account, right? A lot of our accounts only have an accounting contact on file. So they might not want them to see certain things, maybe it's for compliance or whatever. So for your guys' initial spin ups for the portal, please send an email to sales@cloudco, just putting in the subject line, enable our portal account, and then any details you can in the body of the email. For example, I'm more than happy, and our team is more than happy to make your users for you. So if you say, hey, I just want these people to be basic users, and just throw Tim, Laura, Janie, whoever it is in the list with their email address, I will create their users, and that will send them out a portal as well. That will contain the link to getting to our portal. It's a very easy link. It's portal.cloudco.com. But that navigation and initial registration email will come with all of that information.
Okay, thank you. And whoever asked that, if you have any more questions on that, feel free to reach out here to Dan on that. All right, so we've got another question. Someone's experience is when they add a new line to the system, it automatically adds a UC 3000 for $20, and they don't need that.
Yes, so that's a great question. And again, that was part of the automation. So anybody who's faced that, again, reach out to me. The reason it does that is because we want to make sure that you don't face overage. So if you created a new address and the address in the billing system didn't have a UC 3000 attached to it, it automatically added it. We went through the logic and changed that on the development side. Only because some of you guys work with us in a nature where your shipment is aggregate, right? There, it's one total bucket for all of your customers. So we made that turn off. If you didn't receive that charge or any of that subscription on there, 100% of credit will come back. We'll cancel that in full and bring it back to day one. But yes, that was the logic and reasoning behind it, was because we just didn't want to face like a heavy customer was being onboarded by a partner, and then all of a sudden all this usage came in for overage and this, that, and the other thing. Which again, we have all the ways in the world to work with you on overage. Our goal is always to never have overage. But that was default logic that we took out of there. So I do apologize for that in the beginning, because you're right. Not everybody needs a UC 3000 for a customer, especially if they're just low usage. So that has been taken care of. Please reach out to me if that has happened to you in the past. I'll make sure that gets resolved right away.
Okay, thank you. Someone was asking a question about their particular situation. So Dan, I'm going to send you something after the meeting if you could reach out to them separately. Other than that, I am not
Absolutely.
seeing any general questions other than that right now. We can stay on for just another few seconds. If anybody has anything, we'd be happy to go through that. I just want to scroll back up here to our other slide regarding the featured solutions in case anybody wanted to take a screenshot of that. We're also going to send out the recording to this webinar probably within the next couple of days or beginning of next week once it's up on our YouTube channel, so you can feel free to reference that in the future.
Perfect. And I again want to take the time to thank everybody for carving out. I know an hour is not hard or not easy to come by, especially at the beginning of the year and towards the beginning of the year. So I really appreciate everybody coming by. We will obviously want to make this a product and a solution, this portal that makes it easier to do business with us and makes you. It makes it easier for your business to grow, right? So again, I can't stress it enough. Please let us know any little thing you come across. Our development team is waiting on pins and needles to fix things. So if there's anything that you come across that's not working correctly, if there's anything that's not in there that you would like to see in there sooner rather than later, we will get it right into a queue and get it pumped out for you right away. Because obviously, as you're successful, our success is only dependent on your success. So we want it. We want this truly to be a tool that enables your sales and for your scalability and your operations to grow. So again, thank you guys so much for attending. I welcome you to bring me any and all questions. You did have the slide up there earlier that has our direct, our line that can you, if you hit the sales line, I'm going to get it. Somebody's going to get it here. If you want to speak directly to me, please use my email. When I reply to you, you'll have my direct number right in that email as well. I always welcome a call or email anytime. Thanks everybody for attending.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye now.